Hey guys, welcome to another Gauging Gadgets Garmin Forerunner 645 or 645 music tutorial video. In this video I'm going to show you 8 configuration changes on the Garmin Forerunner 645 that should increase the battery life. So these 8 battery saving tips will include a mix of some changes that you can make that won't really limit much on the watch, and then other changes will turn off or disable things like Bluetooth or heart rate monitoring, things like that. So let's go and get started with the first tip, which is just to simply shorten the amount of time for the Backlight Timeout. We do that by holding the up button to open the menu, then hitting the up button again until we get to Settings and select Settings. In Settings, we're going to hit the up button again until we see System. Go ahead and select System. And then in System, we're going to scroll down until we see Backlight. Select Backlight. Now you have 2 different options in here, during activity and not during activity. I'm going to select not during activity just because that's going to be most effective for the battery, but you can change both of them if you want. So I'll select not during activity. And in here we have timeout. So obviously the best for your battery life is going to be the shortest timeout possible. I find that 15 works for me. It allows me to see the notification or what's on my watch face, and it also saves the battery life. So go ahead and select your desired backlight timeout, and then you're good. The next battery saving tip is going to be to turn off gestures on the watch. And this is where the backlight automatically turns on if you just turn the watch towards you. I find that if you have it on, sometimes it can turn on accidentally, and this wastes your battery life. So we'll go ahead and select gestures, which is under the backlight settings in the system settings. And in here, as you can see, you can turn it on or off. You can also have it turn on only after sunset. So this can be a big way to still have gestures on, but also save the battery life, where it'll only turn on the backlight while it's dark outside, so while you need it. I'm going to go ahead and change it to that setting. The third battery saving tip is going to be to use a watch face that does not include live data. So as you can see on the current watch face that I'm using, it actually shows the seconds live. Per Garmin, this actually uses more battery life, so we can actually turn that off and it should increase the battery life on the watch. Another thing to keep in mind, if you're using a third-party watch face from the Garmin Connect IQ store, those will typically use more battery life if they show data or update a lot for things such as sunrise, sunset, or location. So just something to keep in mind. We can turn this off by holding the up button to open the menu, then selecting watch face. And then in watch face, just select your desired watch face, go down to customize, and then in customize, select settings, and then just turn it off. And now once we've done that, we can just hit the back button to go back to the watch face. So as you can see, I've turned it off. If you want to see more information about customizing the watch face, check the description because I'll have a tutorial down there. The fourth battery saving tip for the Garmin Forerunner 645 is going to be to turn on smart activity tracking. So we do that by holding the up button to open the menu, then hit the up button to get to the settings, select settings. Then once you're in settings, hit the up button again until you see system, select system. Then in system, hit the up button again until we see data recording. Go ahead and select that. So as you can see, there are 2 options in here. We have every second and we have smart. If you select every second, it will be more accurate, but it's going to use more of your battery, so it'll lower your battery life. Smart data recording will allow the watch to decide when it records data, when it senses movement, different things like that, and it'll also save your battery life. The 5th battery saving tip is to actually turn off activity tracking altogether, and we do that by holding the up button to open the menu. Once in the menu, hit the up button again to go to settings. And then in settings, we're going to hit the up button until we see activity tracking. Go ahead and select that. And then the first option is just going to be the status, so we can turn it off right there. The 6th battery saving tip is going to be to turn off the heart rate monitor. So that's the little sensor on the back with the light. We do that by holding the up button to open the menu, then hitting the up button again to open settings. And then you just scroll down until you see wrist heart rate, and go ahead and turn the status to off. The 7th battery saving tip for the Garmin Forerunner 645 is going to be to turn off Bluetooth on the watch. So this can definitely increase your battery life here. We do that by holding the up button to open the menu, then going to the settings by hitting the up button again. Once in the settings, hit the up button again until we see phone. Select phone. And you really have 2 options in here. It really depends on how dramatic you want this change to be. You can turn off smart notifications altogether. That'll kind of limit those notifications, which will then extend your battery life. But if you're fine with turning off Bluetooth altogether, you can turn it off by just hitting the status to off. All right, so the 8th and final battery saving tip for the Garmin Forerunner 645 is to configure your activities to use UltraTrac. This is a proprietary type of GPS mode that Garmin has that extends your battery life but still records GPS. So to do that, what we need to do is hit the start or stop button. This will bring up our list of activities. Go ahead and select the activity that you want to configure. So I'll do run. Once run opens up, hold down the up button to open the menu. Once the menu opens up, in run you would select run setting, and walk you would select walk settings. So just select the settings for that actual activity. Then we're going to hit the up button until we see GPS. Select GPS, and in this list, select UltraTrac. All right, so those were 8 tips to extend the battery life on your Garmin Forerunner 645 or 645 Music. If you have any questions about this, leave a comment below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you'd like to see more Garmin Forerunner 645 tutorial videos, check the links in the description. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to my channel, Gauging Gadgets, more gadget reviews and tech tutorials. Thank you so much for watching.